Clem, you gotta understand, Delia wasn't coming by the hospital to make trouble for Pat. She was coming over there because she had to.
Because, Bob, it's forgotten. And we're all concerned about Delia.
Yeah, right, so am I, so's everybody. I mean, I worried about Delia when she married Pat. She's high-strung, she needs people so darn much. I mean, it tires you out. Well, anyway, so I worried about it. I just never thought she'd end up in a mental hospital with a nervous breakdown.
Look, what did they recommend?
No, nothing. They're just mainly taking tests, watching after her.
Uh-huh.
See what she wants? She wants Pat, and he's running himself ragged with that crazy schedule of yours.
Well, Bob, I've told you, we're working on that right now. We're working on that.
I know, Clem, I know. Anyway, so if he has any spare time, he does try to spend it with her, but I don't know how he does it. I couldn't do that.
Well, you're no stranger to hard work, that's for sure, Robert.
Yeah, but when I'm done with hard work, I go home, I fold it up. I don't have anybody worrying about me.
That's true.
Patty just takes a deep breath, off he goes again. She sees him, she lights up like somebody put a switch on. I mean, all the kid wants is to get out of there, go home with him.
Hey, what's up?
Hey, Bob.
How are you? Hey, how are you? How are you?
Fine. Is Maeve in the kitchen?
No, she went over to see how Dee's doing.
How's your sister doing, Bob?
About the same.
Oh, it must be awful for you.
Worse for her.
Yeah. Is Johnny here?
No, we're kind of watching the store here. You want me to get you something?
Oh, well, do you think Johnny'd mind if I showed Tom the downstairs storeroom?
No, I don't think so. You know the way?
Oh, yeah, I do. Is it unlocked?
Yeah.
Okay, thanks a lot. Bye. Come on.
Science becomes more fascinating every day. I'll see you later.
What do you think's going on there? You think maybe a little something going on between Tom and Faith?
It's a good question. I don't know, Robert.
I mean, it's mainly wishful thinking on my part. See, if Faith had a guy, then Delia wouldn't worry so much about Pat and her. Be good for Faith, too. I kind of like the idea of her and Tom Desmond.
Gee, this might just do it. Yeah, this might just be the place for it.
Frosted, even though my pay, learn more at Cash.
It had to happen. I've been replaced.
Oh, I'm afraid not. I was just leaving you a note.
Oh, do you have time to read it to me?
Just barely. It says, "My dear Seneca, sorry that I won't be able to spend the evening with you, but emergency legal meeting."
About the strike situation.
Oh, very astute.
Yeah. I'll tell you, I would have had to break my date with you tonight anyway. Got a meeting of my own.
Has the board made any progress at all?
Yep. All downhill. Oh, it's a mess. It's getting worse. I was with Marshall and the comptroller and some of the board members all afternoon trying to figure out what to do.
Well, can't they respond in some way? I mean, if the House Association knew that they were making the least amount of effort...
Oh, wait, Jill. An effort is being made, but the more you go over that budget, the worse it looks. And, you know, when you're that tired and that frustrated, the other side looks less and less reasonable.
Oh, it's the whole concept of opposite sides. I mean, it drives me crazy. I mean, this is a non-profit institution devoted to dealing and caring with sick people. That's all anybody wants.
Yeah, you and I know that, but the House Association thinks the board doesn't care. The board thinks the House Association doesn't care.
Well, can you really blame the interns and the residents for not wanting to work a 130-hour work week? I mean, come on, they're asking for an 85-hour work week. I mean, that certainly isn't a picnic.
Jill, every physician on that board, including myself, has worked out... Wait a minute, hold on. Now, do you and I really have anything to argue about?
Oh, no. It's just that awful brick wall, blood from a stone feeling.
Yeah, which we can't do anything about. Except, maybe forget it, for the moment.
That sounds like an excellent idea. I only wish that we had the time.
What I really need is a quiet evening at your place with you and the baby. Maybe take Edmund for a drive out to the beach house.
No, don't even talk about it,
Yeah,
please.
okay. How is he?
Our son? He is grand, magic. The only problem is I better get home or else I'm going to turn around and he's going to be in college.
Let's hope we get it settled before then. Does he have any more teeth? He had 6 last time I looked.
7, which beats little John at his age. And I'm sorry. I just remember Frank telling me about that.
Charming of him.
Oh.
Have you seen the councilman lately?
Yeah, he's busy. Politics, election day on Tuesday. And then, of course, he's been spending a lot of time with William Price Woodard the Great and his charming wife.
Does that bother you?
Why should it?
No reason. Anyway, with a person as influential as Bill Woodard, I'd expect Frank to offer his friendship.
I don't think that's very fair.
You're saying his motives are pure?
I'm saying that he's ambitious. So what?
Well, I'm just pointing out that Frank's political ambitions are usually behind anything he does.
Okay, and I agree with you.
Well, okay. You know, it's really ironic. I mean, now that you're getting a clearer picture of Frank and I could claim more of your attention, there's no time.
Well, it can't last forever, can it?
No. No, something's got to give.
Well, let's hope it isn't us or the entire Riverside Hospital.
Shh. That subject is off limits, remember?
Okay.
Hey, I got about a minute. When you get a chance, remember I love you, okay? A lot.
I haven't forgotten.
Excuse me.
No, Bucky, wait a minute. Come on. I was just leaving. I'll see you.
Yeah.
It's okay.
I'm sorry I should have knocked.
Yeah, well, you did happen to pick the wrong time, Buck. I was just about to suggest to Jill that we get married as soon as the current crisis is over.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to talk to you about. This stupid crisis.
Okay, let's hear it.
Hey, just don't be condescending to me, okay?
Was I? I'm sorry.
Oh, Seneca. You know how much I've always thought a lot of you. But I'm afraid those feelings are changing.
See. But, Bucky, I know I've been a long time in telling Jill that I'm not Edmund's real father, but I think that the right time is coming very soon.
This has nothing to do with you and Jill. But you're right, I don't like the idea that much either. No, the crisis I was talking about is a strike situation.
Well, I'm sorry, Buck, but I don't see how you can pin...
Look, hold on, will you? I'm trying to tell you. You've been very important to me in my life. You're half the reason I became a doctor.
But, Buck, I never asked to be anyone's hero.
I gave up on heroes in the 3rd grade. You were the kind of man I always wanted to be. You were a role model for me.
And your model has feet of clay, huh?
That's just about it. I don't know how you can line up with the administration on this. I don't know how you can defend this insane schedule and the effect that it's having on patient care. Hundreds of people are walking in and out here every day, and they're trusting us with their lives. But you know, and I know, that we're in no condition to deserve that trust, and nothing's being done. No attempts are being made.
Hold it, Bucky. Bucky, no attempt. Now, are you kids so blind, do you think the administration is sitting around twiddling their thumbs while you're yelling strike? Bucky, I just came from one meeting. I'm on my way to another. I've gone over and over the figures.
Now, man, you guys are looking at papers. We're looking at sick people, Seneca.
Now who's condescending?
Oh,
I can and I do defend the administration because I know the problems they have, just like I know the problems that you have. Look, Bucky, when you became a doctor, you took a Hippocratic oath, just like I did. There was nothing in there about refusing to work because you didn't like the setup.
it also says, to the best of my ability. What kind of doctor can I be under these conditions?
The best one you can be. How can you talk about patient care in one breath and then turn around and threaten to withhold services in the other?
Well, you know what else Hippocrates said, and this is a direct quote. Extreme remedies are very appropriate for extreme diseases. And that's what I think we got here, Seneca. I don't like the idea of strike, but I can see no other answer. I can see no other way to get these changes made.
Yeah, well, you tell that to your patients, doctor. Because if you quit on them, they're the ones that are going to be hurt.
And let's see. The situation in Pittsburgh has calmed down. The engravers are going to accept your terms without so much as a fight, and that's it.
Is this the edited version?
Hmm?
All the news that's fit to tell?
I don't do that to you. What do you want to know?
If there's a strike here, what happens to people that are hooked up to machines?
Ah. Well, I have it firsthand from Frank Ryan that if there's a strike, the doctors will take care of the people who need them the most. So you don't have to worry.
No, I won't. Not about that.
Why did you ask?
General information. I like to know what the odds are.
Uh-huh. And you're worried about something. What?
That's not me. I either make it or I don't. What worries me is us.
You win. You'll get features.
It's got atmosphere.
Also some history. You know, it was built during Prohibition and first used as a still.
Seriously?
Yeah, long before Maeve and Johnny's time. Oh, there's a wonderful peephole in the door.
How soundproof is it, do you think?
Well, I don't know. We're way in the back here, out under the yard. I think you could blast a cannon and no one would hear. When I was little, this used to be my favorite place to play.
Is it now?
Ryan's is always my favorite place for anything. It wasn't Ryan's then, it was Donald's, though Maeve and Johnny did most of the work. They used to let me come down here whenever I wanted to. It was a wonderful refuge. I could daydream to my heart's content.
Now, I never fancied you were a dreamer.
Really?
Well, you always seem so organized and efficient and together.
Ugh. Well, I guess that's a better image for a doctor, but it's not all there is to me.
What did you daydream about?
Well, let me see. Mostly that by some miracle, Maeve and Johnny would adopt me, and that I could bring Dad along, and that we could laugh and cry and yell whenever we wanted to.
Oh, you couldn't do that at home?
Oh, beg your pardon. No, it was out of the question. My mother didn't tolerate displays of feelings. If you must cry, Faith, for heaven's sakes, go into the bathroom, shut the door, and turn the water on. We do not want to hear it.
Now, that sounds like a very unfortunate childhood.
No, not altogether. I had lots of everything else.
Everything money could buy.
If it was suitable. But I had the Ryans as friends, and that made up for a lot.
You still do, don't you? Have them as friends?
Of course, but I don't see as much of them as I'd like to.
I suppose your schedule doesn't give you much time for social life.
And absolutely no time for daydreaming.
Well, that's a loss.
Well, maybe it won't be permanent. Anyway, I finally did learn to laugh and cry.
I'm glad. You know, life can be glorious It can be miserable, and I think we ought to have the freedom to react appropriately.
I couldn't agree with you more. But it took me a lot of time and therapy to finally get the knack for it.
Now, for me, I never had that problem. For years, I thought if I shouted loud enough, used my fists hard enough, I'd surely get what I wanted.
When did you find out differently?
Very recently.
So, you think this place will work?
Yes, yes, I think this might just do it. Now we have to get Mary and Jack down here, lock the door, and throw away the key. Faith, do you think maybe we're crazy, you and me and Maeve?
Like foxes. I just happen to believe that those two people are irreversibly in love. They're just too stubborn to admit it.
So, you have a romantic streak, too?
Is that what it is? I don't know. I just like to see two people who belong together work things out despite the problems. Not everybody has the chance, you know? So, how about you? Are you a romantic?
No, no. I see this more as a practical matter. Mary loves Jack, Jack loves Mary, and the only thing that's keeping them apart is pride.
Which should lead to about 48 hours of enforced discussion.
It may take that time before they even speak to each other.
You don't suppose we're setting up a homicide here, do you?
No, I don't. I believe we're setting up a reconciliation. It may take a while, and I don't think it's going to be much fun, actually. But my belief is that they'll settle some of the big issues and end up in each other's arms. As it should be.
But you are not a romantic.
Well, I'm just a friendly meddler.
Me too.
Next, it's the 800 Jack.
Because you were Celeste. What do you mean, us?
You and me.
Oh, that. It's the least of your worries.
Sure. Ray, why did you marry me?
Oh, because you were exciting, dynamic. Because you were good to me. Good for me. And sexy. Very sexy.
Am I any of those things now?
At this moment, in those pajamas? I married you because I loved you. That was the only efficient thing to do. I shared most of your life anyway, your political and business concerns.
But you didn't share my bed until it was legal.
Yeah, well, that's just because I'm such a sweet old-fashioned girl.
Balderdash.
What are you really trying to say to me?
That I've missed that part of our life.
All right, so have I. We had good times. Okay. So we've slowed down a little. So what? The last couple of years haven't been the way it was in the beginning, but...
But until this, we had a chance of having that same relationship again.
We still do.
And it didn't matter so much, you know, or all the other things, or paper, politics, my campaign.
Look, it hasn't all just disappeared, you know. The last time I looked, your name was still on the masthead. Now, stop talking as if it's all over. You still have every chance...
Of living to a ripe old senility. Oh, I know you, my darling. You have too much energy to feel fulfilled pushing a wheelchair.
Don't say that.
I know myself. I'm going to need you and want you more than ever. I won't want to give you up. I won't want anyone else in your life.
There isn't going to be any... Will you listen to me, please? There isn't anyone else, and I'm not going anywhere. Now, you know, maybe I have a little more patience than you've ever given me credit for.
Yeah, the patience you have, my darling, is highly political.
Bill,
Oh, you know how to wait. And then strike when the iron's hot. What is it?
Just some medication, Mr. Woodard.
Well, let's get on with it, then.
suppose you stop borrowing trouble. We don't know how we're going to cope with this situation. We've never been in it before.
Anything I can do, Mrs. Woodard?
No, Miss Lawrence is running an errand for me. She'll be back very soon.
Mr. Woodard?
That'll be all, thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Now, I just wish that you'd realize that we have all the time in the world.
How does it feel, Ray, putting on the brakes for me? Do you enjoy it? Are you going to enjoy deciding what's good for me? Bringing my restricted diet on a tray? Wondering how long I'll last?
Bill, don't. Please, don't do this. Look, you've always been the one who concentrated on the practical plans instead of the wild projections. Now, why don't we just do that this time? Why don't we just concentrate on getting you well? Dave... Bill? Bill? Oh, my God! Somebody come in here! Come in here quickly! Don't die on me, Bill! Damn it, don't die on me!
Spend breakfast in bed with SoapNet. Sleep in, curl up, and check out. With back-to-back episodes of One Tree Hill and Beverly Hills 90210. Breakfast in bed, 7 to 12 noon every Saturday and Sunday morning on SoapNet.